Dr. Franco, time we can start. I'm ready.
Okay, sir. Aditi?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Today, NCC Christ College Unit and Christ College Alumni Association organizes a webinar on national integration through military way of life. I cordially invite Lieutenant Dr. Franco Francis, ANO and convener of the program, to welcome the gathering.
എല്ലാവർക്കും വലിയ നമസ്കാരം. നമുക്കറിയാം, രാജ്യം അതിന്റെ 75ാം വാർഷികം ആഘോഷിക്കാൻ ഒരുങ്ങി നിൽക്കുന്ന ഈ ഒരു അവസരത്തില് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് NCCയും അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമാവാൻ ആഗ്രഹിക്കുകയാണ്. കാരണം NCC ഇന്നേ ദിവസം രാജ്യമെമ്പാടും നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷന്റെ പ്രാധാന്യം വിളിച്ചോതുന്ന തരത്തിലുള്ള വെബിനാറുകൾ പ്രസന്റ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് NCC യൂണിറ്റും ഇതിന്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗമാണ് എന്ന് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു. കാരണം നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷന്റെ ആവശ്യകത അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ പ്രാധാന്യം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് രാജ്യ പുരോഗതിക്ക് തന്നെ വളരെ അത്യന്താപേക്ഷിതമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒന്നാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു സാഹചര്യത്തിലെ ഈ പുതുതലമുറയ്ക്ക് അതിന്റെ പ്രാധാന്യം അറിയിക്കുന്ന തരത്തില് ഒരു മിലിറ്ററി വേ ഓഫ് ലൈഫിലൂടെ നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ എങ്ങനെ കൈവരിക്കാം എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മൾ ഇന്ന് ഇവിടെ എടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു വിഷയം. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിനെ കുറിച്ച് നമുക്കറിയാം. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഈ രാജ്യത്തിന് തന്നെ ഒരുപാട് സംഭാവനകൾ, അക്കാദമിക് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ നോൺ അക്കാദമിക് ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, അതിൻ്റെതായിട്ടുള്ള കയ്യൊപ്പ് ചാർത്തിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കലാലയമാണ് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കലാലയം. ഒരുപാട് നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞു അക്കാദമിഷ്യൻസ് എല്ലാ രീതിയിലും അത്രയും സംഭാവന നൽകിയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജാണ്. ആ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിലെ ഇന്നത്തെ സാരഥി എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് പത്മഭൂഷൺ ഗബ്രിയേൽ അച്ഛന്റെ പിൻഗാമിയായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് ഏറ്റവും പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട തെക്കനച്ഛന്റെ പിൻഗാമിയായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഫാദർ ഡോക്ടർ ജോളി ആൻഡ്രൂസ് ആണ്. അദ്ദേഹം ഒരു മികച്ച അക്കാദമിഷ്യനാണ്, നല്ലൊരു അഡ്മിനിസ്ട്രേറ്ററാണ്. രാജ്യത്തിന് പുറത്തും അകത്തും ഭൗതിക ശാസ്ത്രത്തിൽ നിരവധി പ്രബന്ധങ്ങൾ അവതരിപ്പിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള അദ്ദേഹം റിസർച്ച് ഗൈഡും കൂടിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹമാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിനെ നയിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിന്റെ ഫിസിക്സ് ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിലെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടുള്ള ഫാദർ ജോളി ആൻഡ്രൂസ്, അദ്ദേഹത്തിന്റെ അതേ ഡിപ്പാർട്ട്മെന്റിൽ തന്നെയാണ് മേജർ ജനറൽ P. വിവേകാനന്ദൻ സാറും 1972-74 കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ പഠിച്ചിറങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പോ ഇത് ഇന്ത്യൻ ആർമിയിലെ ഏറ്റവും പരമോന്നതമായിട്ടുള്ള പദവികളിൽ ഒന്ന് വഹിക്കാനായിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് സാധിച്ചു എന്നുള്ളത് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിനും കൂടി ഒരുപാട് സന്തോഷം നൽകുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം NCC കേഡറ്റ് ആയിരുന്നു എന്ന് കൂടി അറിയുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് അതിലേറെ സന്തോഷമാണ്. മാത്രമല്ല സീനിയർ അണ്ടർ ഓഫീസർ ആയിരുന്നു, കമ്പനി സീനിയർ അണ്ടർ ഓഫീസർ ആയിരുന്നു. അതും ഞങ്ങളെ സംബന്ധിച്ചിടത്തോളം വളരെ വലിയൊരു സന്തോഷം നൽകുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ഫാദർ ഡോക്ടർ ജോളി ആൻഡ്രൂസിനെ ഈ വേളയിൽ ഈ വെബിനാറിലേക്ക് സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാണ്. അദ്ദേഹമാണ് ഈ വെബിനാർ ഉദ്ഘാടകനായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്, അധ്യക്ഷനായിട്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. ഫാദർ ഡോക്ടർ ജോളി ആൻഡ്രൂസ് അവരുടെ ഈ വെബിനാറിലേക്ക് സ്നേഹപൂർവ്വം ബഹുമാനപൂർവ്വം ഞാൻ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. നമുക്കറിയാം, വിവേകാനന്ദ സാറിനെ കുറിച്ച് ഞാൻ ഈ സംസാരത്തിൽ തന്നെ പറഞ്ഞു. കാരണം വിവേകാനന്ദ സാറ് 1972-74 കാലഘട്ടത്തിലെ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിൽ പഠിച്ചിറങ്ങിയിട്ടുള്ള വ്യക്തിയാണ്. കൊടുങ്ങല്ലൂർ സ്വദേശിയാണ്. അദ്ദേഹം മേജർ ജനറൽ ആയിട്ട് റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്തു. അദ്ദേഹം ഈ കലാലയത്തില് പഠിച്ചിരുന്ന കാലഘട്ടത്തിൽ ഞാൻ ജനിച്ചിട്ട് പോലുമില്ല. അപ്പൊ അത്രത്തോളം കലാലയം അതാണ് അതിന്റെ സംഭാവനകൾ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിന്റെ സംഭാവന അത്രത്തോളം വളരെ വലുതായിട്ട് പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിനെ സംബന്ധിച്ച് നമ്മൾ പറയുമ്പോഴും ഒക്കെ ഈ ഒരു തലത്തിൽ നിന്നിട്ടാണ് സംസാരിക്കുന്നത്. മേജർ ജനറൽ സാറിനെ ഈ വേദിയിലേക്ക് ഞാൻ ഒരുപാട് ബഹുമാനത്തോടെ, ആദരവോടെ, സ്നേഹത്തോടെ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് ANO എന്ന നിലയിലും ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിന് വേണ്ടി സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. അടുത്തത് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷന്റെ സെക്രട്ടറിയാണ് ഡോക്ടർ അനിൽ സർ. സർവോപരി ഞങ്ങളുടെ സ്റ്റാഫ് സെക്രട്ടറിയാണ്, സ്റ്റാഫ് അഡ്വൈസറാണ്, എന്റെ പ്രിയപ്പെട്ട ഒരു സ്നേഹിതനൊക്കെയാണ്. സാറിന്റെ ഒക്കെ വളരെ ജൂനിയർ ആണെങ്കിലും സാർ വളരെ സ്നേഹത്തോടെ എല്ലാ കാര്യങ്ങളും പറഞ്ഞു തരികയും ഒരുമിച്ച് കൊണ്ടുനടക്കുകയും ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു വ്യക്തിയാണ്. സാറാണ് വിവേകാനന്ദൻ സാറിലേക്കുള്ള ഒരു വഴി നമ്മളിലേക്ക് ഇട്ടു തന്നത്. കാരണം ഞാൻ അന്നേ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ ജനിച്ചിട്ട് പോലും ഇല്ലാത്തൊരു കാലഘട്ടമാണ്. ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു വ്യക്തി ഇവിടെ പഠിച്ചിരുന്നു, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരാള് ഈ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് NCC യൂണിറ്റിന്റെ കാഡറ്റുകളെ നയിച്ചിരുന്നു എന്ന് എനിക്ക് പറഞ്ഞു തന്നത് അനിൽ സാറാണ്. അനിൽ സാറിനെ ഈ വേദിയിലേക്ക് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വെബിനാറിലേക്ക് വളരെ സ്നേഹത്തോടെ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യാണ്. എല്ലാവരെയും, നമ്മളെല്ലാ കാഡറ്റുകളെയും എല്ലാവരും ഒരുപോലെ ഇതിലേക്ക് ഞാൻ സ്വാഗതം ചെയ്യുന്നു. പുറമെ നിന്നുള്ള വ്യക്തികളുണ്ട്, വിശിഷ്ട വ്യക്തികളുണ്ട്, വിവേകാനന്ദ സാറിന്റെ സുഹൃത്തുക്കളുണ്ട്, ഫ്രണ്ട്സ് സർക്കിളുണ്ട്, ഫാമിലി ഉണ്ട്. എല്ലാവരെയും ഒരുപോലെ ഈ വേദിയിലേക്ക് ഒരിക്കൽ കൂടി ഞാൻ സ്വാഗതം പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ട് നിർത്തുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, sir. I cordially invite Father Dr. Johnny Andrews, Principal and Chairman of the webinar, for the presidential address.
Good morning. I think we are all see and hear me.
Yes, sir.
Major General Dr. P. Vivekananda, Indian Army and the former CSU number 7 for 23 K Battalion Pura Vidyapuriyana. Lieutenant Dr. Franco and convener of this webinar. Dr. Anil Kumar, the Secretary of Christ College Alumni Association. The Senior Under Officer Joseph Franco is Organizing Secretary of the webinar. All cadets of NCC. ഇത് വളരെ സന്തോഷകരമായ ദിവസമാണ്. രാജ്യം 75ാമത്തെ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യദിനം അതിനായിട്ട് അടുത്ത് ഒരുങ്ങിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്ന ഈ ഒരു അവസരത്തിലെ നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ ടു മിലിറ്ററി വേ ഓഫ് ലൈഫ് എന്നുള്ള വിഷയത്തെ ആസ്പദമാക്കിക്കൊണ്ട് ഒരു മേജർ ജനറൽ പദവിയിലുള്ള നമ്മുടെ വളരെ പ്രസ്റ്റീജിയസ് അലുമിനി ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഡോക്ടർ പി വിവേകാനന്ദൻ സാർ നമ്മോട് സംസാരിക്കുന്ന സുലഭമായ സന്തോഷകരമായ ഒരു മുഹൂർത്തമാണ്. So we are very happy and we are big thankful towards the Major General Dr. P. Vivekanandan for consenting to present to us, to our younger students, to our younger generation, to speak about his own experience about the national integration to a military way of life. നമുക്കറിയാവുന്നതുപോലെ
നമ്മൾ രണ്ടുപേരും വിഭാഗമുള്ളത് കൊണ്ട് മാത്രമാണ് അങ്ങനെ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുള്ളത്. സാർ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിൽ എടുത്താൽ മതി. നമ്മുടെ കുട്ടികൾ നല്ല സ്റ്റാൻഡേർഡ് കുട്ടികളാണ് സാർ. സാറിന് പഠിക്കുന്നില്ല. നല്ല ലാംഗ്വേജ് ഹിന്ദി ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇല്ല സാർ.
കലാലയത്തെ സംബന്ധിച്ചും അഭിമാനകരമായ ഒരു അവസരമാണ്. ഞാൻ ഈ അവസരത്തിലെ വിവേകാനന്ദ സാർക്ക് നന്ദി പറയുന്നതോടൊപ്പം തന്നെ ഈ വെബിനാറുകളെ സംഘടിപ്പിക്കാനായിട്ട് മുൻകൈയെടുത്തത് ഡോക്ടർ ഫ്രാങ്കോ ടി ഫ്രാൻസിസ് നമ്മളുടെ കലാലയത്തിന്റെ NCC ലീഗിന്റെ ചുമതല വഹിക്കുന്നു. അതോടൊപ്പം ഡോക്ടർ അനിൽ കുമാറിയൻ നമ്മുടെ അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷന്റെ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയിട്ട് വികൃതമായ രീതിയിൽ സേവനം ചെയ്യുന്നു. ഈ രണ്ടുപേരെയും ഈ അവസരത്തിൽ പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് അഭിനന്ദിക്കുന്നു. പ്രിയമുള്ള വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളെ, ഈ വെബിനാർ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വേദിക്കുന്നതാണ്. ഈ രാജ്യത്തിന്റെ വേണ്ടി, ഈ ദേശത്തിന്റെ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യ ലബ്ധിക്ക് വേണ്ടി തങ്ങളുടെ ജീവൻ പോലും ഒതുക്കുവാൻ തയ്യാറായ വലിയ ത്യാഗങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി മുൻകൈയെടുത്ത് ജീവിച്ച ആ വലിയ മഹാത്മാഗാന്ധി മുതലാൽ ഖണ്ഡിച്ചിട്ടുള്ള വലിയ മഹാനന്ദന്മാരുടെ ആ ദേശസ്നേഹത്തിന്റെ ആ ചിന്തകളും നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിലേക്ക് ആവാഹിച്ചെടുക്കാനും അതുവഴി നാം ആയിരിക്കുന്ന ജീവിത കർത്തവ്യ മേഖലകളിൽ അതിൻ്റെതായ അനുരണനങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടാകാനും നമ്മുടെ വ്യക്തിതല ജീവിതങ്ങളിൽ രാജ്യസ്നേഹവും ദേശത്തിന്റെ നിയമങ്ങളും അതുപോലെ ചുറ്റുപാടും മുഴുവനുമുള്ള ഒരു സാമൂഹ്യ പ്രതിബദ്ധതയുടെ പുതിയ തലമുറ വാർത്തെടുക്കാനും നമുക്ക് പ്രതിജ്ഞാബദ്ധരാകാം. അതിലേക്ക് സഹായകമാകട്ടെ ഈ വെബിനാറിൽ നിന്ന് ആത്മാർത്ഥമായി ആശംസിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് എന്റെ വാർത്ത നിർത്തുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു വെരി മച്ച്. താങ്ക് യു വെരി വണ്ടർഫുൾ ഡേ.
Thank you, Father. I invite Dr. Anil Kumar N., Secretary, Christ College Alumni Association, and Assistant Professor of Department of PPA, to felicitate the gathering.
Thank you. Good morning, all of you. Respected Principal, Reverend Father, Dr. Jody Andrews, CMI, our resource person and our eminent alumni, Mayor General Dr. P. Vivekanandan, convener of webinar Dr. Franco T. Francis, Joseph Pando, organizing secretary, teachers, officers, and all my dear students and NCC cadets. ആദ്യമേ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വർഷത്തെ സ്വാതന്ത്ര്യദിന ആശംസ നേർന്നുകൊള്ളുന്നു. എനിക്ക് ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം പങ്കെടുക്കാനുള്ള അവസരം കിട്ടിയത് ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് അലൂമിനി ആയ ഒരു മെമ്പർ എന്ന നിലയിൽ മാത്രമാണ്. കാരണം NCCയുടെ പ്രോഗ്രാമിനെ കാണാറുണ്ട്, ഫ്ലാഗ് ഹോസ്റ്റിംഗും കാണാറുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ ഈ ഒരു ചടങ്ങിൽ സംബന്ധിക്കാൻ സാധിച്ചത് ഒരു പൂർവ്വ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി എന്നുള്ള ഒരു പരിഗണന കൊണ്ട് തന്നെയാണ്. ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജ് പൂർവ്വ വിദ്യാർത്ഥി നിലയിൽ ഞാൻ വളരെയധികം അഭിമാനം കൊടുക്കുന്നു. അതിലുപരി സാർ നേരത്തെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, ഫ്രാങ്കോ സാർ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, എന്റെ ഡേറ്റ് ഓഫ് 72 ആണ്. ഞാൻ ഡേറ്റ് ഓഫ് 72, ഞാൻ ജനിക്കുന്ന വർഷം തന്നെയാണ് സാർ ഇവിടെ പഠിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ ഇന്നത്തെ റിസോഴ്സ് പേഴ്സണായ ഡോക്ടർ പി വിവേകാനന്ദ സാർ 72, 74 പ്രീ ഡിഗ്രി ബാച്ച് ആണ് സാർ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിൽ പഠിപ്പ് കഴിഞ്ഞത്. അതിനുശേഷം ഈ അലുമിനി അസോസിയേഷൻ സെക്രട്ടറി ആയതിനു ശേഷമാണ് എനിക്ക് സാറുമായിട്ട് ബന്ധപ്പെടാൻ ഒരു അവസരം ഉണ്ടായത്. സാറ് തന്നെയാണ് മുൻകൈ എടുത്തിട്ട് ഇത്രയും ഉയർന്ന റാങ്കിൽ, മേജർ ജനറൽ റാങ്കിൽ നിന്ന് റിട്ടയർ ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷവും നമ്മുടെ ക്രൈസ്റ്റ് കോളേജിലെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികൾക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും അതുപോലെ അധ്യാപകർക്ക് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടും ഒരു മണിക്കൂർ സ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാർ കാണിച്ച സന്മനസ്സിന് ആദ്യമേ ഞാൻ വളരെ സ്നേഹത്തോടു കൂടെ അത് സാറിന്റെ ആ മനസ്സിനെ ഞാൻ നമിച്ചുകൊള്ളുന്നു. എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ വർഷത്തെ ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻസ് ഡേ സെലിബ്രേഷനിൽ എല്ലാവിധ ആശംസ നേർന്നു കൊടുക്കുന്നു. പക്ഷെ ഇന്നത്തെ ടോപ്പിക് വളരെയധികം ഫെമിലിയറാണ്. ഫ്രാങ്കോ സാർ പറഞ്ഞു, ഞാൻ ടീച്ചറെ ബി.എഡ് എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ പഠിക്കുമ്പോൾ എല്ലാം പഠിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതാണ് നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ ത്രൂ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ ത്രൂ ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡിംഗ് ഓർ ഇന്റർനാഷണൽ ബ്രദർഹുഡ്. പക്ഷെ ഇവിടുത്തെ ഈ ടോപ്പിക്ക് വളരെ ഫെമിലിയർ, വളരെ ഫെമിലിയറായിട്ട് വരും. നാഷണൽ ഇന്റഗ്രേഷൻ ത്രൂ മിലിറ്ററി വേ ഓഫ് ലൈഫ്. അപ്പൊ അത് കേൾക്കാനുള്ള ഒരു ആഗ്രഹം വളരെ സന്തോഷത്തോടെ ആണ് ഞാൻ ഈ മീറ്റിംഗ് അറ്റൻഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അപ്പൊ എല്ലാവർക്കും ഈ പരിപാടിയിൽ അനുസരിച്ച് എല്ലാവർക്കും നന്ദി രേഖപ്പെടുത്തുന്നു. അതേപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ പരിപാടി ഓർഗനൈസ് ചെയ്ത ഫ്രാങ്കോ സാറും NCC യൂണിറ്റും എല്ലാവരും ആശംസ നിർത്തുന്നു. നന്ദി, നമസ്കാരം.
Thank you, sir. I call upon Neha to invite our chief guest.
Good morning all, respected dignitaries and my dear cadets. Today, at the moment, I am able to introduce our very prestigious guest, Major General Dr. P. Vivekanandan. He is a resident of Kolonur and has returned to his native place after a long and illustrious career of about 38 years in the Indian Army. His duties have taken him all over the country and some countries abroad. A graduate from Christ College, Ignalpura, he has acquired 5 postgraduate degrees, including 1 in applied psychology and social sciences while in service. He earned his PhD in social psychology in the year 2013. He is a keen social enthusiast and likes socializing and conducts workshops on leadership, stress management, decision making, counseling, etc. While in service, he has been involved and guided holistic development of large number of stations in terms of infrastructure, education, and environment protection. He is an active Rotarian and joined Rotary in 2013, became club secretary in 2014, president in 2015. He has been a GGR, assistant governor, district coordinator, and in 2020-21 is the district secretary responsible for all training publications and membership development. He is the district director, Muatupura zone for the coming Rotary year. I welcome you, sir, for your presidential address.
Respected college principal, Father Dr. Jody Andrews, Alumni Association Secretary Dr. Anil Kumar, the web coordinator for this event, Dr. Franco, and my dear students from Christ College and other friends who have joined this morning. Good morning. First of all, am I audible? Okay. First of all, I want to convey my felicitations to one and all on the occasion of 7th year of independence. It is because of sacrifice sacrifices of thousands of patriots when we got independence from British Empire way back on 15th of August 1947. It is because of the relentless efforts by our citizens, by our united mental power and conviction, that we are able to retain the independence as we see today. It's also because of unseen sacrifices and the army. This army and the generic Navy, Army, Navy, Air Force, defense services, who are guarding our waters, the deserts, the plains, the snow-clad mountains, glaciers, and forests. The utmost sacrifice and spirit of valor and wisdom that we are able to retain and safeguard our borders. National Cadet Corps is the third defense. That is how it was intended to be. Third line of defense for now. I'm proud that being in the college while I was doing my graduation from 71, 72 to 73, 74 and joined Army military thereafter. So I'd like to conduct my presentation on a typical part. Already about 15 minutes apart, but I'm sure you will not mind going up to 12:15 because I take my starting time. 30 minutes of presentation, 10 minutes of a video clip, what Army is about, and I'll take another 5-10 minutes of question answer. So with this, I'll start my presentation. Now, you may note down any questions you want to ask me, and then the question and answer. Thank you. Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Any nation will have these 5 pillars. For example, economy, politics, diplomacy, and military. For self-explanatory, the type of India is one of the unusual countries where we have borders with almost 6 or 7 countries. Can you name a type of terrain? The deserts of Rajasthan, the riverine and the plains of Punjab, the mountains of J&K, and of course the entire northern region, the jungles in the northeast. It is guarded by the geographical sense. The southern peninsula is surrounded by sea, and almost except Rajasthan and Punjab, entire northern, western, northwestern, and up to east for northern Australia. Economy, the politics, the polity, and the governance.
last question, the cyber terrorism. These are challenges. So, the economic disparity. There are billionaires and people, there are people who cannot have one meal a day. So what is goal? Indian Army fits in this as a well-integrated national entity. You may like to know, or you are already aware of this kind of thing. Indian Army is the only organization, the Army, like I mentioned, it is defense forces, which does not have any caste, religion, or creed. Every army person is an individual,
He's a soldier,
is a
the patriotic soldier. He does not have caste,
does
does
not
not
mean
have
he does not have caste belief. But what I mean to say is, we have
in our army unit some
Dharmasthal, where irrespective of religion, all can go and pray. That is a type of, and the Indian Army has persons from Lakshadweep Islands, Andaman, J&K, Kerala, Bangladesh, Assam, Mizoram, Manipur, so on, from all parts of our country. That is the integration, national integration is achieved in a big way through the Indian Army, and after they are retired, they become ex-servicemen like me, then we have ex-servicemen, where the spirit of nationalism is grinding. The primary role is, of course, safeguard the sovereignty, territorial integrity, and unity of India against external threats by deterrence, by having a small big force, or by waging war, like what you heard in the last year in Galwan. Indeed, we have also a secondary role, which is quite time and manpower consuming nowadays, to defend the nation against internal threats and challenges such as proxy war, what is happening in J&K by large and some part of Northeast, by assisting government and British citizens and provide aid to Sri Lanka. What is the strength of Indian Army? First and foremost, I will say the discipline and respect for law. Secondly, the firm belief and conviction. Third is before self. The great value system what we have. The humanitarian approach and the military ethos and regimental tradition, which makes a man confront bullets despite knowing that he may be hit any time. Like I mentioned, I will cover with some of this in detail in the coming. Soldiering is about defending the national and external threats from external threats. From internal threats, I already mentioned. State civil authorities. We also send a large number of troops for worldwide peacekeeping. In fact, we are one of the leading contributors to peacekeeping force all over the world. There's also social and environmental causes in a big way we are taking. Ours is a life dedicated to nation. Now, I thought of life in the army. Action. In the army, of course, we have to act and not just speak. With action only will achieve success. More about it as we come. There's ample opportunity for personal growth. Like to the cadets, I can tell you frankly, when I joined army in '74 after my graduation, I almost ran away from doing my engineering for another 4 years. When I got admission in School Engineering College, thinking that I will avoid studies. By, as you heard in my biodata. While in service, apart from continuing studies on the military profession, I attained postgraduate degrees in 5 subjects and just about to retire, I did my PhD. So this is a professional growth opportunity. Adventure, if you have the spirit, sky is the limit. Travel, like I mentioned, in the 38 years service, I had posting in almost 21 places, and of course, travel in a wide area of within India and for some activities abroad. Lifestyle, army vis-a-vis corporate sales may not be very financially big, but takeaway is we have a reasonably good, decent, ethical lifestyle. Families, of course, except when deployed in field areas, guarding the borders, we have adequate family stations, and even if the families are away, the army looks after the families very well, even after retirement or in case of death. The widows are taken care of. Because status, the moment you join as officers, at 18.5 years, 24 years or so, you are already a class 1 gazetted officer, bestowed the rank by the President of India. And we have very many achievers. Recently, the only gold medal we got in javelin is serving Yoga. To tell about action, of course, these are the major operational actions. Otherwise, every day in and day out, army jawan or army officers leading their men are always on the move. It's a life in army full of action. Some of the operations, 48, 62, 65, 71 and 99 army operations. The counter-terrorism operations in J&K and Northeast. Special operations like Attadam and Mumbai attack, and of course the surgical strike 2 years back. The peacekeeping ops like IPKF and various different missions. It's all various activities. We also carry out the relief work in terms of natural calamities. We carry out environmental protection activities. Also, we have something called Sadbhavana scheme in J&K and Northeast, carrying out socially benefiting activities. In fact, some places where I have been posted in German countries, anything starting from providing latrines, construction of roads, providing water, providing schooling, providing electricity, everything the locals wanted, only army or there to provide. The government, as other establishments, were only books. So professional growth, I said, if you are interested, depending upon, you can do a lot of qualifications, in-service career courses, technical courses, management courses, language, of course, foreign courses, sponsoring for higher studies, like for doing BTech and MTech. You name it, it is there. Of course, not that 100% officers or jawans will go and do all the courses, but you will do most of the professional courses which is required. Depending upon the type of arms and service, you will do the technical courses. At the comparatively around 18 to 22 years of middle level service, you have the management courses. People who have an aptitude for language as language courses. Some meritorious boys and girls are sent to foreign courses. And so forth. some officers are given even 2 years study leave, 1 to 2 years study leave for acquiring some courses before post-retirement. Adventure, like I mentioned, everything is there. Mountaineering, car and motorcycle rallies, whitewater rafting, scuba diving, hot air ballooning, ocean sailing, aero sports, water sports, sky jumping, you name it, you have ample facilities. As I already mentioned, we have large number of overseas destinations where people go not only in embassies but also for UN peacekeeping mission. Let us come to some more specific. Indian Military Academy, Gerard. It is one of the most prestigious military academy in the world, where we make officers out of men before their commission. We also have officers training academy in Chennai. About lifestyle, you get adequate time for all these things. The sports and games like golf, riding, swimming, all type of sports, shooting, indoor sports. The well-equipped clubs, libraries, healthcare facilities, schools and educational institutions in most of the stations, and for the families, the ladies' clubs. One of the best medical facilities, free travel in air conditioned and by air depending upon your category, and CSD facilities which provides you tightly subsidized items. Then of course, we have 130 army schools, medical and dental colleges with priority for the school children, with engineering colleges, management courses, nursing institute, hotel management institute, and so on. For families, most of the stations, they have very good quarters in military stations. Any station you go, you will find the most cleanest and secure area is the cantonment, with various sports and skill learning facilities, and separated family quarters during field posting for the family. But for pain facilities, of course, it varies from time to time. As on day, when you commission as an officer, you start as a lieutenant with a pay of about 56,100. In 3 years' time, you become captain. 6 years' time as a major, and about 13 years, you become a lieutenant colonel. Now, till lieutenant colonel, the promotion is automatic. When you are in level 12, from there onwards, it is all merit-based and vacancy-based. Firstly, there should be enough vacancies. Then, of course, every year you get an annual consequential report or ACR based on the performance of the throughout the year, where your seniors will be observing you. Then you become a colonel, a brigadier, major general, and of course, lieutenant general. And one of the senior most lieutenant general will become the general commander of army. The 10 the Air Force and Navy also sometimes. In addition, lot type of allowances and perks are available. The transportation allowance, contingency, KMA or ship maintenance, field area allowances, parachute pay, high altitude allowance, CHN allowance, special forces, flying pay, etc. Of course, mind you, nobody joins army thinking only of this, but these are all added advantages. You also get 20 days casualty every year. You get encash up to 300 days of the last year drawn when you retire. Like I mentioned earlier, you can study leave up to 2 years with full pay and benefits. You get of course lifelong pension and that's another. welcome return and gratitude. You're also entitled to free license, free medical treatment, and your facilities, leave, furlough, the rail warrant or leave to home station, other privileges like house, furniture, and subsidized rate, life insurance cover, house building, transport, commutation loans and advances. I'm not going into details. These are all available online also. Just to give a glimpse of what is. I can tell you, if you join army as an officer and you pass out of your IMA or equivalent Air Force and Navy, you generally get about a lakh plus minimum say in the bank. But to compare, while it's not, you can't compare apple with grapes. Only thing is there are fruits. Like human beings, we are human beings. Actually, there is no comparison between army and corporate, but just to have a army gets, like I mentioned, a reasonably good pay. Whereas corporate, of course, it is excellent pay. But their fire also is very quite very fast. Minimal expenses. Like I mentioned, since you are in isolated stations with access to civil, anything and everything what you want is available in the mess, in the canteen, unless you want to go out and have a different. I'm in a meeting called later. Very high status, active life, job security, facility of enhanced qualification and the quality of life. If they come corporate, you actually pay exorbitant because if you are in corporate, you are like this, to do what you want. Tomorrow for any reason, the company closed down, you are also out. Just job, not very active like long. There is no job security. Dormitory, stagnation. And standard life is a comparative. Now, I'll bit of how to join army. Basically, there are different entry schemes, 10 plus 2 level entries, graduate level, women special entries, technical entries. I think we will focus on the third, fourth and fifth. Because we are not, it's not applicable to NDA unless you are in the first year of graduation and still want to try for NDA. The age limit. The technical entry scheme is there, but in case you have more than 75% marks on the PCM subject, 10 plus 2, without a written exam, you will be stated a call for service selection board interview. Sometime it comes in July and October. The notification comes in newspaper and ads in May, September. Then you have a direct entry, 24 years, graduation, which is applicable to you. Your technical graduate courses and US University entry scheme. Then you have short commission officers for men, non-tech, women, technical and non-technical, depending upon the year. You of course special entry for women. And of course there are other schemes like you can go army educational course, technical graduate, MA, MSc degree. You can have the JAC, Adjutant General branch, the law and order branch of the army. I already mentioned this. after graduation, you can actually apply graduation in the third year graduation. You should apply for the IMA or equivalent in airport maybe, so that by the time you clear your write your exam, the course starts sometime in June. So if you are already qualified and you pass the graduation without wasting any months, straight away you get inducted into the army. You have to firstly go through a CDSE written exam, and those who make merit will be called for a service selection board interview. The service selection board interview is in 5 days. First day is the preliminary screening round. Generally, the interview in service selection board, there are 7 or 8 service selection board all over India. The first day, they will call about 50 people to make the merit, the written exam. 10 are retained after the first day's interview come written details. Then others are put through 4 more days of rigorous selection process, and the meritorious will be called, others will go back, then they go to a medical board of another maybe 5 days, and subsequently their days are given for them to join the army. The short service commission. Within the short service commission, now I was told earlier, NCC cadets with C certificate could go for, on application, could go for service selection board directly without written exam as a regular officer in IMA. Now that scheme is stopped a few years back. NCC special entries there, where fixed vacancies are kept in the short service commission category. Like I was told last year there were about 80 vacancies. It varies, 40, 50, 60 vacancies a year. Also there is special entry scheme for girls, provided their certificate, where they are also given vacancies. I was told this year there are 8 vacancies for girls. The short service officers are mandated to do minimum 5 years service, extendable for 5 years and another 5 years. Means up to 15 years they can serve. Because maximum shortage of officers are in the junior level. In 15 years, they will be retiring, and of course they will not have pension scheme, but generally by that time they absorb some skills, and with those skills they get absorbed in the other civil stream of things. Some of them who are proved useful are recommended for permanent commission before the first 5 years. And they are given option to opt for permanent commission or they want to leave. Those who make the merit, and then they are absorbed into permanent commission, and after that everything is done. Those who want maybe more academic life or easy life comparatively maybe, can join education course, provided you have done your MA or MSc. And those who have done LLB can join GAL class. These are all available in the joinindianarmy.com. That's why I am not going to explain. In the combined defense service exam, common application form obtained from the post office, of course it can be downloaded. Fill up the acknowledgement card, send the mail, write the name of the examination, and carefully decide which camera to be chosen. to 24 in IMA, Farmer Commission, 1925 for Crop Commission. These are too much of details which you don't have to know now. Basically, generally exams will have 3 subjects: one English, one General Knowledge, and elementary mathematics. And after 18 months of successful training from Indian Military Academy, you all joined as a technician. So the technical entry I already mentioned, those who get more than 70 or 70% of marks can join special entry, technical entry. Advantages you have, change your life. There's not much difference in the process of selection. Irrespective of which type of entry, you have to go through service selection board, which is of 5 years. In NCT special entry scheme, you would apply to a prescribed format, attested copies of certificate, matriculate and degree certificate, MC certificate, and you can send it through entry to either NCT unit or directly and these are the various height, weight, measurement systems and all that. Of course, there is a special woman entry scheme also. Apart from the height, weight resistance or graduation, otherwise method is similar. Both engineering students are also given a technical entry, non-technical, given and join after your graduation. It's already mentioned. Then generally in the service selection board there will be intelligence test, it's a perception test, group discussion, word association, thematic appreciation test, situation reaction test. They are available online also. Then of course you may be given a topic and within 2 minutes of preparation you may have to do a 3-minute lecture. There will be individual group obstacles and finally personal interview. Mind you, people generally get fostered by saying, oh, 5 days or what is going to be tested. Army, Air Force or Navy is not looking at superhumans. They are looking at motivated, average, male or female candidates who can be groomed as potential leaders capable of fighting for the nation. So, ladies and gentlemen, join Indian Army. For the questions, I will give a small video and I will take on the question.
Stride ahead. Stride ahead and create a new tomorrow. A tomorrow that our nation will be proud of. And I am proud that I chose to be a part of that vision to make it a reality. I am Major Vishwa Pratap Singh. To my dear cousin Amol. Hi young man. What's up? How did your exams go? I'm glad to know that you're considering Indian Army as a career option. Amol, joining the Indian Army is a बहुत ही बढ़िया decision. See, I'm such a good influencer. National Defense Academy का क्या कहना? What an amazing place. The sheer size of the campus overwhelms. I feel as if I'm a part of something really special, really grand and inspiring. Cycling down the lanes for the early morning classes. Those magnificent corridors. The classrooms. Computer training. Physical activities. My biceps have increased. For all-round physical fitness, I take the plunge. All those adventure sports we used to talk about, well, I can do it. Amol, you won't believe how thrilling it is to do firearms training. And just as thrilling is horse riding. I felt like a true hero. A sense of power and a sense of being in control. No school or college or any institution in India can match what India has to offer. Here, you too will feel the pride that every Indian Army cadet shares. Go ahead, march ahead of your friends. It will be the proudest moment for me to see you as a valiant Indian Army officer. Wishing you all the very best. Take care. Hey Ranveer, it has been a long time, boss. Good to hear your presentation was a winner. So, when is the next promotion due? That calls for a big party. The strategic planning sessions I told you about was a great experience. It was the realization of the strength and the power of our nation. It feels simply great to be part of the most well-managed professional organization of our country. Ranveer, do you remember our good friend Arunananthan? He just joined the engineering corps and was sent by the Indian Army to do his higher studies in information technology. What a superb opportunity the Army gave him. My flying sessions have taken off very well. It is such a wonderful feeling to sit in the cockpit, getting ready to touch the skies and soar above the clouds. I finally realized my childhood dream of flying in the Indian Army. Not only flying, there are so many other activities to choose from. Like you always used to tell me, I wish I had joined the Indian Army too. But I'm happy that one of us did. You take care. Your friend. जय मम्मी जी, प्रणाम। आपकी बहुत याद आती है। डैडी जी और आप कैसे हैं? Hope your health is fine. Anjali and Anup keep asking about you. I'm enjoying this school a lot. Recently, I had been to Dehradun to attend the Army Pass Out Parade. Mummy every time I go for the parade, I remember my days. The Pass Out Parade is the most special event for every Army cadet. What could be better occasion to showcase all the skills they acquire in front of parents and the highest ranking Army officials? With every step I took, I came closer to realizing my dream. That boy who had joined Army as a cadet has become an Army officer now. What a moment that was. I can never forget the pass out oath. I was responsible for the well-being, safety, and security of my dear country. Aiming high, looking up, taking the future in our stride. The happiness was shared by every parent present. You told me how Daddy G and you had tears of joy. Mummy Ji, on my next visit, I promise to stay longer. I miss you both. Your loving son. Dear Anjali, I think of Anu and you every minute. I wish you were here to see the army drill. It is so very spectacular. What a stunning display of skills by the passing out officers. My dear daughter Anu would have enjoyed it a lot. Your training and other activities are keeping me busy. The Army officers' artillery training sessions are on. I have really loved being a part of these activities. So much energy in action. The guns, the cannons, so much excitement all the time. Hosted a grand function. My colleagues and their wives were there too. Everyone had a good time. In fact, they were asking about you. I miss you so much. Anjali, even though you're away, you're always with me as my pillar of strength. I'm waiting for Diwali when I can be back with you. Take care, Janu. Lots of love and hugs to my sweet little Anu. Love you. Yours, Vishwa.
Of course, this was 4 or 5 different facets of Army Officers Career. In the time he joined NBA to file new service. With this, I'll close my structured presentation. I mentioned to Franco sir also that of course because of the COVID pandemic I was not able to come and meet you all. Last 5-6 years I have been talking about being part of the Alumni Association, that being from Christ College, I'm ready to give my services to not only the NCC or the college as such for giving such presentations, or come personally and meet you all, like your doubts, which I'm sure in coming days will do so. But with saying that, now I'm open for any questions you may like to ask. I'll try and answer to the best of my ability. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, I'm Kevik Shivaranjani, yes. Sir, I just feel that in recent years, we have witnessed increased participation of females in Indian Army. New opportunities are also coming up. I would like to know about these opportunities and the preparations behind it.
Okay, presently, girls, the women are joining army, in 3 or 4. Erstwhile, of course, women used to join army as medical corps officers, AMC doctors, through AFMC or directly after their graduation, completing MBBS. Then there are military nursing service officers, MNS officers, who join service after 12th, do a 3-year course in nursing service and get absorbed as lieutenant again. However, last about 10 or 15 years, the women officers are joining army in 2 things: after graduation and after technical graduation. That means after doing the engineering, into various services like EME engineers, technical arms like artillery, not army, air defense. Also, last year onwards, they will started making the women join as soldiers, because they started in a CMP, they already said, corps of military police, purely manned by soldiers. As far as joining officers are concerned now, you got, like I said, regular commission for ladies, women, and also short service. In the short service, apart from the general category, there is a short service commission, NCC special entry, where in case you have done your graduation with NCC 3 certificate, there are certain vacancies created. To my best knowledge, there is no written exam. If you finish your graduation and apply, you have to go through the service selection board, which is a 5 days I mentioned. Then you get short service. Once you're short service officer, then of course, like I mentioned earlier, you have an option of serving 5 years, extension up to 10 years, and in some cases up to 15 years. If you are found good enough, then you will be asked, you can give an option and become permanent officer. That's as far as that is now.
Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you please give a brief description about the 5 days history review?
Okay. Generally, those who pass the exam and make merit, 5 to 7 lakh 12th completed, then people who completed 12th or higher secondary, apply for NDA, and something slightly lesser for CDS after graduation. Yes, now since you are more interested in graduation thing, by you are in the 3rd year service, 3rd year the graduation, you can apply for joining Army, Indian Military Academy, Indian Naval Academy, or Indian Air Force Academy. There's a prescribed format is available in joinindianarmy.com, which also publishes routinely when all the exams are taking place. You can apply online. They will send you a card. You write the written exam. Out of 3 lakhs, let's say for CGS, they shortlist around 3,000 to 4,000 people in the merit. Those who are shortlisted will be called for service selection board interview at a place of choosing. Like if you are from, since we are speaking from Kerala, most of the people will ask for SSB Bangalore or SSB Bhopal, like that. They try and adjust you as close to your home station as possible. There, they generally call out of this 4,000, 50, batch of 50 each. First day, they have something called screening, in which after checking your documents, where you are supposed to produce your proof of birth certificate, like metric exams and then work mark list, things like that. You are put through 3 or 4 things. One is there's something called OIT, Officers Intelligence Test. If you have seen in any competition master or competition review, or in net also you can find OIT, Officers Intelligence Test, where there is a non-verbal and verbal questions will be asked, maybe 40 or 50 each, against time you write. Verbal will be including various things, difference between this, various, there will be option of 5, then you find similarity, there will be jumbled words, you have to decipher it. You can go through next, I don't want to go through each and every question of that. Similarly, there will be non-verbal, mathematics, puzzles, small things. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Then, let's say it is 10 dash dash, that means it will be 10, 11, 12. I'm just telling, something like that, This kind of, there will be a negative marking, but then that is one thing. Then there is something similar to PD, thematic appreciation test, but they will show you a photo, vague photograph, not a photo, sketch. Let's say a train is going and somebody standing and waving off, something like that. You go to Google, you will find hundreds of them, and you will be told to write a story about that for 3 minutes. Then you may be put through a small group discussion where a group of 10 will be made to sit. You will be given a topic and then they will start and then group discussion. This will be the basic 3 basic steps in the first phase. The first 2 is purely from the point of view of the first one. OIT is basically to show your intelligence level. The thematic appreciation test is to check your mental caliber or psychological profile in general. And the group discussion is also checking how your personality, your verbal expression power, your social pattern. Then they make a merit. Generally out of 50, 10 people are retained who have showing potential. Others are told thank you and they go back. These 10 people are put through again a series of similar tests, obstacle course and group obstacles and all that also for 3 days, and that last day, that the 5th day, will get interviewed by a panel including the studying officer. But basically the last day is to, if you are clear cut in the first 4 days, the clear cut officer material, interview will be short. They just want to see your face, say okay, how are you, why you want to join army or something like that, and okay, nice, okay, see you. You are told to go back. Some people in the borderline were doubtful. That means out of 3 or 4 officers, 2 or 3 felt you are good, 1 or 2 felt you are not that good. That means there is a question. The interviewer may take more time to validate. But don't worry about those. You are normal personality, the positive mind. If you are prepared, generally you are supposed to. And those who make the merit are told to stay back. Others are told again, given the degree and come back. These people are put through 5 days of medical examination. A very, very elaborate medical tests are done. And those who are found medically fit will be called to join the academy at the right time. Some people who are not medically fit, there are 2 people medically unfit, permanently or medically temporarily. Like when I joined army, I was given temporarily unfit because I was very, very thin, frail, and was almost 12 kgs underweight. Of course, 1 month time is given. Some people have nasal problem or eye problem, which can be corrected. They will give 1 month time and you can correct and go back. And if you are making the grade, you will be put through. You can join army. But if you are, let's say, having a knock knee, a flat foot, or some congenital diseases, which generally you don't know initially, but this medical examinations are, then you are not selected at all. Because they don't want subsequent medical category, permanent medical category people in the army. So they have to fight for the country and not looking out only the medical. This is the in broad, in detail. Okay? As and when I come there to the college and meet you guys, we can discuss more some examples and all that.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Franco, I think people have finished. It was a very long session for them. Generally, they are just 40 minutes lecture. So we can wind up and in case somebody wants to do vote of thanks, that can be done and we can.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir. And now I invite CSUO Joseph Anto, Organizer and Secretary of the webinar, for the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. I deem the great honor to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion. Firstly, let me thank our special guest and keynote speaker of the day, Major General Dr. P. Vivekanandan, Indian Army and former CSUO, Number 7 Company, 23 Battalion, Thrissur, Christ College, Irinakula, for spending his valuable time with us on this webinar, educating us on national integration through military way of life. Next, I would like to thank Father Jolly Andrews, Principal of Christ College, Irinakula, for inaugurating this webinar session. Nextly, I would like to thank Dr. Anil Kumar, Secretary, Christ College Alumni Association, for his valuable presence. And now I'd like to thank Lieutenant Dr. Franco T. Francis, ANO, and convener of the webinar, for arranging this great informative session for all the NCC cadets. Lastly, I would like to thank all the NCC cadets who have attended this webinar and made this session a grand success. I hope you all have understood this webinar much clearly and have aspired from this webinar to join the Army or other defense forces. I once again thank you all for joining this webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all. God bless you.